Hey folks, ready to uncover the backstage of the real estate market with direct insights from the legendary Charlie Munger? This guy not only warned about the dangers investors are facing, but unraveled a plot that goes beyond, hitting banks and echoing throughout the economy. I'll spill the shocking details that no one's talking about. I guarantee you won't want to miss this. So if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button because what's coming is an information roller coaster. 5. Charlie Munger alert. Billionaire investor Charlie Munger, known for his role in Berkshire Hathaway, issued a serious warning about the future of the U.S. real estate market. Munger, an experienced real estate investor, continues to invest in the market and recently highlighted concerns about the current state and expected worsening conditions. You won't believe the latest from Charlie Munger, that billionaire investor from Berkshire Hathaway. He dropped a mega serious warning about the future of the U.S. real estate market, and this guy knows his stuff. I'm a fan of this dude, you know? He's still in the game, investing to this day, and it's no wonder he drew attention to some hairy situations happening in this market. So imagine this. Munger is saying there's agony and pain in the real estate market, and it's going to get even worse. He brought a real case to illustrate, this Jay Gajavelli guy, a real estate landlord making risky moves. With interest rates rising, things got ugly, and 4 of his buildings with over 3,000 units went into foreclosure in April 2023. It's a mess, and Munger is warning that it's not just investors who will feel it. Banks are also in the line of fire. And this can splash onto all kinds of businesses, from that local cafe to the plans of the guy who owns the corner pizza place. The guy knows his stuff and is making everyone keep an eye on this real estate market soap opera. Crazy, right? 4. Munger's real estate experience. Munger's expertise in real estate is grounded in his active involvement as an investor. He is a major shareholder in a company that owns a significant number of apartment buildings in Southern California, drawing attention to his recent warning about broader impacts beyond the real estate market. Man, you won't believe Charlie Munger's background when it comes to real estate investment. The guy isn't just a billionaire investor, but also a heavyweight shareholder in a company that owns a bunch of apartment buildings in California. He's in this game to this day, you know? And it's not for nothing that this dude drew attention to a bunch of sinister things happening in the real estate market. He's in the middle of all this, feeling it firsthand, and look, what he's saying is that it's more serious than we think. So imagine this. Munger is tuned into everything, and these apartment buildings are just the tip of the iceberg. He's not just worried about his money, man. His talk is that the impacts of all this confusion in the real estate market go far beyond investors. He's laying it out that even banks are going to suffer, and this can splash onto all kinds of businesses, from that corner cafe to the bike shop we like. It's a serious warning, and the guy is bringing a perspective that we need to take seriously. It's crazy, isn't it? 3. Case study. Jay Gajavelli. The narrative includes a case study about Jay Gajavelli, a real estate landlord who gathered funds from high-income individuals to invest in distressed properties. However, the strategy faced challenges with rising interest rates, especially due to the use of short-term bridge loans with variable interest rates. 4 of Gajavelli's complexes, totaling 3,000 units, faced foreclosure in April 2023, exemplifying the risks in the market. Man, check out this story of Jay Gajavelli, the real estate guy who decided to pool a hefty sum from rich folks to invest in some troubled properties. Sounds like a good idea, right? But things got tense when interest rates started to rise. Jay, all clever, was counting on short-term bridge loans, but with rates that varied. The result? 4 of his buildings, around 3,000 apartments in total, went down the drain with foreclosure in April 2023. It's a real example of how things can go south in the market, and Munger is using this to show that it's really hitting the fan. Now think with me, man. This Gajavelli guy was swimming in problems. His thing was buying rundown buildings, fixing them up, and putting them up for rent. But with these variable loans, when the rates went up, the guy found himself in a bind. Imagine 3,000 units going down the drain! The story is a real warning for folks who think it's easy in this world of investments. Munger is using cases like this to shout that the tide is not in our favor, and we need to stay sharp. It's tense, but it's the harsh reality of the market, my friend. 2. Risks of floating interest rates. The explanation addresses the risks associated with floating interest rates in real estate investments, especially with bridge loans. The example illustrates how a seemingly low-risk strategy can lead to financial difficulties if interest rates soar, impacting property owners and investors. Man, now let's talk about dealing with interest rates that seem to be on a roller coaster, especially when real estate investment is involved. You know these bridge loans? Well, they're like short-term loans with rates that jump from one side to another. Now just grab this real example that will make you understand why things get tough. Imagine yourself all good thinking you're making a low-risk investment, buying some properties. Here's the catch. These properties were financed with variable loans, meaning interest rates dance to the tune. Now, if the rates shoot up, the bill explodes, got it? If you took out a $30 million loan at a 2% rate, great, you're paying $600,000 per year in interest. But if that rate goes up to 8%, the shock is big, and your annual expenses skyrocket to $2.4 million. It's like a twist of fate, man, and Munger is laying it out that the folks who got into this scheme are in a real bind. That's why keeping an eye on these rates is serious business, my brother. 1. Impact on banks and cascade economic effects. Munger emphasizes that the challenges in the real estate market extend beyond investors to banks. Many banks, especially regional and smaller ones, hold risky commercial real estate loans. Munger predicts a cascade effect on the economy, affecting not only investors but also businesses dependent on bank loans for expansion. The video concludes by emphasizing the potential comprehensive consequences of the current difficulties in the real estate market. Let me tell you, Charlie Munger is not messing around when he talks about the mess in the real estate market. It's not just the folks who invest getting hit, no. Munger is poking at the wound of banks, especially the regional and smaller ones, drowning in risky loans on commercial properties. The guy foresees an avalanche in the economy, you know? It's not just investors losing money. It's a domino effect hitting everyone. From the owner of the coffee shop on the corner to the dude who wanted to open a vintage record store. It's tense, man! The banks, which are like the heart of the economy, are having a rough time with these risky loans, and Munger is sounding the alarm that this will splash everywhere. If the bank suffers, the folks who needed the money to expand their business also suffer, and then it's a vicious cycle. The economy is feeling the blow, and Munger is making it clear that it's not just a problem for those who invest in real estate. It's a punch that hits everyone, got it? You gotta keep an eye on this whole plot. And there you have it, folks. We've reached the end of this journey into the depths of the real estate market with Charlie Munger. Now tell me in the comments, did you have any idea of how intense things were getting in this scenario? And don't forget, if you enjoyed the vibe and want more sharp insights, leave that savvy like. And of course, if you're not subscribed yet, let's be part of the family because here it's hot and the information is fresh. Hit that bell so you don't miss anything, and I'll see you in the next video. Big hug, and until then.